Hey guys, it has been a while since my last video. I apologize for that. I was so busy throughout December getting ready for final exams. I was busy with Christmas break, and after that I was just so tired and I was just, taking a break from everything. This is the year of St. Joseph. I find this to be so significant because I really do believe that St. Joseph is the answer to what's happening in the world and in the church today. For years we had the Son. We knew of the Messiah and the Virgin who would bring him into the world. We have her ever virginity and her immaculate conception established, and millions of people who are consecrated to her and who are devoted to her and the Rosary. But now with this establishment of the year of St. Joseph, I believe that this is the answer. We need to have the whole Holy Family together to establish the antidote to this culture going against the family, going against the priesthood. And St. Joseph, he is the guardian of the Holy Family. He is a foster father of Jesus Christ. He's a foster father of God. He's known as the terror of demons. And I keep thinking back to the miracles of Fatima, where Our Lady warned us to pray the Rosary, to convert, to consecrate, to pray for the conversion of hardened sinners. And she showed us what hell is like. She showed the children, rather. The children prayed unceasingly to prevent souls from ending up in hell. One thing that was just not for theatrical effect was the blessing of St. Joseph holding the child Jesus after the sun dance on the last apparition of Fatima. I don't think this was given too much attention necessarily, like most of the attention was given to the actual apparition at Fatima. But this is so significant for our times because St. Joseph, he has extended his blessing on the world. And we need to turn to him now as the terror of demons, as the foster father of Christ. Yes, we go to the Mother of God because she also raised him and she has perfect intercession with him. But there's also this foster father of his that we can go to. He has that fathering ability for us as well as our spiritual father. Yes, we have God the Father, we have our earthly fathers, but there's also this spiritual father who raised this Son of God, who is the terror of demons. He's got you guys. Just go to him. If you haven't done your consecration to him, get it done. There's so much to learn about him. I did the one by Father Don Calloway. I'm not sure if there's other ones available, but you can definitely do that one. It's really well done. I think everybody should do it. Oh, and I also started the Bible in a year, except I'm going to be doing it in less than a year because I started it late. I've done the Bible timeline series with Jeff Cavins not long ago. So when this series was announced, I wasn't going to do it because I've already done the series, but I ended up deciding to do it anyways because why not have a refresher? So yesterday when we were reading through Genesis, after the flood, and God is talking about his promise, he makes a covenant to mankind to never do this again. I establish my covenant with you, that never again shall all flesh be cut off by the waters of a flood, and never again shall there be a flood to destroy the earth. God said, "This is a sign of the covenant that I will make between me and you and every living creature that is with you for all future generations. I have set my bow in the clouds, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth and the bow is seen in the clouds, I will remember my covenant that is between me and you and every living creature of the flesh, and the waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the bow is in the clouds, I will see it and remember the everlasting covenants between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the earth." God said to Noah, "This is the sign of the covenant that I have established between me and all flesh on the earth." So I just counted through this passage here. It's Genesis chapter 9, verses 11 through 17. God repeats his covenant and the sign of his covenant and the remembrance of his covenant 5 times. Upon reading this at first, I was like, oh, this is kind of redundant. But reading through it while listening to Father Mike's podcast. I don't know what happened within me, but tears came to my eyes because, you know, I've seen a rainbow so many times and I was like, oh, look, it's God's promise. But I had no clue what that promise entailed. God saw how sinful people became, how unfaithful they were to God and his goodness and his love. Even though God allowed generations to come forth from the good, faithful men, in spite of all of this, people still turned to evil, and God destroyed them all. And you know, I look at the state of the world today, and I don't know, I honestly cannot say how it compares to how it used to be, but we do warrant this kind of destruction. But God still shows us the remembrance of his covenant. He still shows us that sign in the sky that has been taken out of context and used to represent things that are not of God. God still shows us that sign. And through generations upon generations, thousands and thousands of years, God still remembers this covenant, even though we do not. Like I said, I did the Bible timeline series before. There are generations and generations of faithfulness, being too relaxed and comfortable in the goodness and blessings from God, and then falling away from God, and then exile, and then like, it's just this constant cycle that humanity goes through. We haven't seemed to learn our lesson. I can't imagine how frustrated God is. When I was reading that, I was just thinking, how many things have I said to God, like, oh God, if you do this for me, I'll do this in return. And how many times have I not followed through on that? But God still holds steadfast. He still holds up to what he promised. I don't know, this really kind of hit the depths of my heart, and I wanted to share with you guys. I wish you all a very blessed year. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what God's will for us is this year. I don't know what God's will for me is this year either. But all I can say is that in the middle of this storm, we have to keep focused on him. There's no excuse to be messing around and just to have fun. If you believe in God, you have to be faithful to him in everything that he says. No picking and choosing what you want to believe in and what you don't want to believe in. Because God is being very clear about what can harm your soul and what can make your soul become cleaner. He loves you, and he really wants you to be with him in eternal paradise, not eternal damnation, like Our Lady showed the children of Fatima. Those children are still praying for you guys today. Thank you for watching. Please let me know how I can improve. Let me know if you liked it. Feel free to DM me on Instagram, comment on this video. I'll be watching. Like this video, subscribe. I don't know, whatever YouTube does.